Hey guys, it's Melanie. So I am doing I think I'm going to call this an anti-haul still. I was trying to come up with some other clever name for it, but really I think Kimberly Clark definitely um, came up with the best name. So this is an anti-haul, but this has just a slight little bit of a twist to it in that there are actually a couple of products in here that I am still not 100% sure that I have written off quite yet, and I will let you know what those products are as we go through the list here. But there are some other products that I have most definitely already written off. So we are going to go through and see what I am not currently interested in buying. I will link all of these things down below. I still find these types of videos to be very helpful because I think it's smart to sort of think through, or if you need to, just talk to yourself like I do. And kind of figure out like what you really want to try versus what you are just kind of coming across and thinking like, oh, um, I saw this thing on a whim and I think I'm going to try it. Like it just, I think taking the time to sit down and really read through the product description, read through the ingredients, and then also read through some other people's reviews. I think it's very important to do that to kind of help you figure out where your money should go. We obviously all have somewhat limited funds, some of us more limited than others. Some people don't mind blowing a bunch of money on either makeup or skincare or body care or whatever. If it doesn't work out for them, they just write it off. Other people, it's a big deal to spend, for example, $32 on a setting powder. So I went through recently and was looking through what is new at Sephora. I will also do an Ulta version for this in the coming weeks as well. But I was just kind of going through and seeing what was new, and there were a couple things that definitely struck my eye. But as of right now, all of these things are on a I'm not going to buy it quite yet list. So let's dive into it. I'm going to start up here with the Youth to the People Super Berry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. So this is one of those items that I am still going back and forth on. First off, the reviews on this, you can see how many stars it has down here, are actually pretty darn good. I love Youth to the People. Everything that I have tried from them has been fantastic. I think they're a great brand. And they have some really good ingredients. And this particular mask kind of caught my eye because it claims to hydrate and plump and brighten. It's got vitamin C in it. It appears to be a really nicely formulated product. And so I think the reason that I have just kind of written this off for the time being is that I am trying to finish up some of the other masks that I have in my skincare backup collection. So I'm actually going to keep this in my loves, and there is a good chance that maybe by the November VIB sale, I will have gotten through a few things, and I would totally be interested in purchasing this at that point and giving it a go, because I do think, with the combination of the vitamin C and the squalane, which I love, and hyaluronic acid, I think this would be a really nice fit for my skin type. Even though I'm very oily, I do like to use very hydrating products on my skin because I think it kind of helps to counteract that oiliness. It tricks my skin into not wanting to produce quite as much oil. So that's what I have found for me personally. But for 48 bucks and the fact that I still have a lot to get through, I'm going to hold off on this for the time being, but this is definitely one of the products that you will probably see in a haul at some point soon. Let's talk about right below this as well, because this is another one of those things where I do have several more setting powders to get through, but I really kind of want to try this. First off, I have not tried anything from Fenty Beauty yet. I also really kind of want her fussy lip gloss. I kind of want to try that too. I will probably end up grabbing that here shortly. But this is another thing where I think by the November VIB sale, I will probably end up picking this up. It's $32. The reviews they're okay for right now. You know what? I really rely heavily on other people's reviews, especially when I am shopping at Sephora or Derm Store or Ulta or wherever it is that I'm shopping. I always look up other people's reviews, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Don't just go by one person's thoughts on YouTube, because your skin type may be totally different. Just do some good solid research before you go buying stuff. But anyway, this is something that I'm very interested in. I just kind of like the look of the powder. Just when it's sitting here in the top of the container. I also really like the fact that she has different shades instead of just one universal like translucent option. I think that is amazing. This lavender one looks kind of interesting, but I think for me, the butter is probably the one that I would see myself going for, or possibly banana. No, I'd probably end up going for butter, but anyway, so just thought I'd let you guys know that that is kind of on my list. One thing I am not getting, and I have actually had a couple of people ask me to review some liquid foundations, and I just thought this would be a good time to bring it up. I don't wear liquid foundation. I have tried many, including a couple by Hourglass here. And they just don't work for me. My skin is too oily, you guys. I don't need my makeup sliding off halfway through the day. But I did want to kind of show this to you guys. So originally when this was, I think it was it sent out to influencers? There are some people that have had this, it seems like, for a little while, but this is brand new from Hourglass. It was just very recently released. And a lot of the initial reviews that I was seeing on like YouTube were super positive, but they're not really that great on the Sephora website. Like, it's barely over 3 stars. So this might be one that if you're thinking about trying it, get into a Sephora and maybe get a little bit of a sample first. There is a nice color shade range here. They do have some really, nice deep dark shades here. They've got a good amount of like, medium shades as well. And then I feel like a good amount of light shades too. When I tried the Hourglass products, I think the color that worked the best for me, I think it was the bisque, or was it porcelain? I want to say that the Sephora associate put me in the porcelain when I tried they have one, I can't remember the name of it now, of course, but it's one for, that's geared towards oily skin. Anyway, I did try that one. Didn't work for me. So if you're going to suggest it, I am not your liquid foundation girl. I will tell you about powder foundations until the cows come home. But yeah, definitely not getting this. No interest. All right, I thought this was kind of interesting. Apparently, Obagi is now at Sephora. So, well, just like a small part of the Obagi line. They don't have a ton of products. But I have this in my do not buy because I don't know that I'm going to have an interest in trying any other retinols anytime soon, because I am loving the Drunk Elephant A Passione so much. This one is obviously a little bit less expensive. This is $55. But I am having such good luck with the Drunk Elephant that honestly, I don't see myself wanting to try a whole lot else, at least in the near future. So even though this is available at Sephora, I am not going to be picking this up. But if you're interested in something different and you have maybe already tried the Drunk Elephant, this is one of the newer retinols that I saw pop up on Sephora. So there you go. Okay. I feel like I am over Tarte. Like, I feel like I am actually completely over Tarte everything. I don't know what it is about this brand. I think that a lot of the brand trip stuff that they were doing, I don't even think they've done anything recently, but like a year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were doing all of these like influencer brand trip things, and it just really turned me off the brand because I felt like they were trying to buy, I felt like they were trying to buy people with those trips, and I don't like that. Um, and I feel like they are constantly kind of cranking products out that aren't really that great anymore. I think the last time that I was super excited about Tarte was when they came out with the Tartelette palette. Um, but yeah, with the exception of their exposed blush, I just don't see myself ever picking anything else Tarte up. Also, the reviews on this weren't super great. The packaging was kind of cute. I thought the little jellyfish were cute, but yeah, I don't see myself honestly getting into anything Tarte anytime soon. So yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so this is the Josie Maran Skin Dope Argan and Hemp Oil. I just kind of wanted to point out that it seems like hemp or cannabis oil is like the next big thing. You are seeing that all over the place. In fact, I just recently myself picked up the Herbivore, the new oil from them that has the cannabis in it. I also just via Octoly grabbed the new, I think it also has cannabis in it, the new cannabis oil from First Aid Beauty. So I am testing that one out actually before the Herbivore one because I got the First Aid Beauty one through Octoly. But anyway, like hemp, cannabis, this is like all the rage. So the reason that I have this particular one in my do not buy is because I have found that argan oil, even Josie Maran's Argan Oil and Light, is really not the best fit for me. I think that squalane, the Drunk Elephant Marula, specifically that Marula, and then also Decay oil, those are still my favorite oils overall. So argan oil is just not the best fit for me. So I kind of have this one written off for that reason. But I did want to let you guys know, this one seems to be getting really good reviews. If you have used the Josie Maran Argan Oil in the past and you're kind of interested in this whole like addition of the hemp oil, this is a 50-50 blend. And I think it's worth checking out. I think that there are obviously a lot of benefits to you know, hemp and cannabis and all of that stuff. Some people don't like it. None of these things have any THC in them. You're not going to get high from putting this on your face. You're just not. So just know that. If that is a fear, you don't need to worry about that. But I think it's very interesting that people are finally starting. It's becoming a lot more mainstream and a little bit more acceptable to, you know, like think about this particular plant in a different way other than like you can just use it to get high. So anyway, this one is not coming home with me, but there are lots of other cannabis and hemp containing products out there right now that I am very much interested in trying. All right, this one, for sure not going to grab this. It's the Glow Recipe Avocado Melt Sleeping Mask. I love the Watermelon Glow Mask. I felt this one in store and I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. The smell didn't do it for me, and so I just wrote this one off. It does appear to be a very hydrating mask. So if you are someone with very dry skin, I know that avocado is fantastic for helping to moisturize dry skin. This might be a good one for you to check out, but for me, I don't know. I'm going to stick with their Watermelon Glow sleeping mask, which I absolutely adore. This one is going to be a skip for me, and for $45 for sure. I would honestly rather try the Youth to the People one up here. So if I'm going to spend like close to 50 bucks on a mask, I think it's going to be for the Youth to the People. All right. Oh, okay. I'm not getting this. Honestly, if this didn't have Khloe Kardashian or just Kardashian on it, period, I would probably actually pick this up because I think it's very pretty. I've swatched this in store. The Malika one here, I mean, these two blush shades here are gorgeous, you guys. They're absolutely stunning. The bronzer in this one is way too dark for me, but the highlighter would have worked. The Khloe one is obviously a slightly lighter version, but yeah, this is really pretty too. And this bronzer was a good shade for me if I did want to use it for that. But I just cannot get behind anything with the Kardashian name on it. I just think they are such vapid human beings, and I think that it is time for people to start, like, pick some different role models. I feel like the fact that women and young women are still looking up to the Kardashians as like a role model in any kind of way. There are other people out there who you should be looking up to. And I hate that Becca partnered with this one here to come out with this, because like I said, if it wasn't a Kardashian thing, I think I would have already picked this up, but I can't support people being famous for doing nothing. That's a rant. I'm sorry. All right. I'm not getting this. First off, the reviews, not great. People are like, this is cakey. It's drying. She apparently had another powder foundation out a while ago. I don't think that I ever tried it, but apparently that one was better. So, but I'm not picking this up just based on those reviews that I've seen so far. I'm just, I think Kat Von D has a little bit of a PR type issue going on for herself right now. She's been very vocal about some things that maybe are not super great. Specifically, obviously, the vaccination issue. That's a huge thing. I live in Oregon, and currently we're having a measles outbreak here, and so I just wish that she would seek additional information on that particular issue and maybe do a little bit more research and see how truly important it is, not only for her own child to have the vaccination, but that it also protects other kids who maybe are not able to get the vaccines due to health issues. I don't know. I do feel very passionate about that. I am not entirely writing off Kat Von D because of that. I know there's also issues about her new husband and whatever. When it comes to him, I do think that people can have a change of heart, but you know, I do think that she maybe needs to just step back for a little bit and work on her image. So for the time being, I'm going to stay away from this kind of stuff. Plus the reviews saying that it's a cakey mess. No thanks. I love powder foundation. I don't need a cakey powder foundation. You guys might be surprised to see this in here. It's the Viseart Grand Pro Volume 2 eyeshadow palette. This is available at Sephora now. I am not getting this particular one because I have a lot of the 12-pan palettes from Viseart that all have shimmer. Well, not all of them, obviously not all of them, but a lot of them do have pearl finishes or shimmer type finishes. And for me, I feel like there are enough colors in here that I wouldn't reach for on a regular basis to where I can skip this one. Now, Viseart is coming out with the Liaison palette, which is exclusive to Beautylish, that by the time this video goes up, that should have been released. I will be picking that up 100%. I love the Viseart eyeshadow formula, and especially that Liaison palette. I feel like that was just made for me. It was not made for me. Obviously, I'm not delusional, but those shades are everything that I look for in an eyeshadow palette, all in one perfect, like travel-friendly little perfect palette. So I'm so excited to get that. But yeah, there's just enough in here to where this would not be worthwhile my investment. But I can tell you the Grand Pro Volume 1, I would buy that thing 100 times over. It has been a staple in my collection. But this one, I'm going to pass on this. All right, the Jouer Bouquet d'Amour 6-shade blush palette. I was really excited when I heard that they were coming out with a blush palette. But then when I saw this orangey shade and this bright pink shade here, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to pass. What I think I'm going to do is invest in a couple more of the two-pan palettes. I know that I want the Amour for sure, and I'm hoping that she comes out with a couple more in that particular collection. Because so far, all of those two-pan palettes, I would probably wear both shades in all the ones that are out. But for $42, if I'm not going to wear two of the colors here, it's probably not going to be worth it for me. So, but this is a wonderful blush formula. So if you think you'll wear this, get it. But if you don't think you're going to wear this, I don't know. I feel like with palettes like this, where you only have 6 products, you're really going to want to wear all of them. Otherwise, I just don't think it's worthwhile investing in the whole shebang. So anyway, those are my thoughts. And then Melanie's rant for the day. Yet another major brand not coming out with a gray hair friendly gray brow color. So Urban Decay recently came out with all of these new brow products. This is just the eyebrow pencil in that new collection, but there's not a gray. Nope, 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 nope. There's a taupe. Now, there are some gray-haired ladies out there who don't mind a taupe, either pencil or powder, or wax. If you feel like that works for you, then go with the taupe. That's fantastic. It gives you a lot more leeway between the different brands because usually there is a taupe. Taupe, I don't like the way it looks on me with my gray hair. I just don't think it looks right. I need gray brow products. Now, my friend Susan, she's so sweet. She has sent me a couple of different Etsy shops that sell gray brow pencils. But what I want are these like major brands to come out with products for women that have gray hair, because there's more than just like 5 of us. There are, if you go on Instagram and look up gray hair, there are so like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of women who are letting their hair grow naturally gray because it's beautiful. Like, and they just want their natural hair. They're tired of covering it up, and make some brow products for those women. Urban Decay, Kat Von D, Tarte, everyone should be making brow products for the different hair colors. You know, and I'm sure some of these also maybe are not even dark enough for people with the darkest skin tones. Like, you really need a little bit more variety than just like the standard like 6 to 7 shades, because this is not cutting it for me, and it's not cutting it for a lot of people, and it bums me out because people seem to really like the formula. And I love the fact that this has the ink stain on one end. I just think that's very unique. I would have loved to have tried this even with my micro shaded brows, because I think this is so fascinating. But no, I'm not gonna, no, I don't use taupe. This is not gonna work for me. Ugh, God, it's just obnoxious, you know. It's not the end of the world. That's totally a first world problem to not have a brow shade in gray, but it's just obnoxious that I feel like they're kind of just leaving out an entire group of individuals that they could sell a lot of brow products to. Anyway, all right, that's my anti-haul. I will link all these things down below if you want to go read up a little bit more about them, see if they're maybe a better fit for you than they were for me. And yeah, a few of these things, these 2, I'm going to go ahead and leave in the loves, but the rest I'm going to delete. So anyway, thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Let me know if there's anything that you are currently anti-hauling. I always like to see what you guys are avoiding as well. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.